March of this year, even before quarantine hit the Philippines, people had been clamoring for a review of Geely's next new product. And that is attested by the fact that our Cool Ray review has received over 300,000 views since January of this year alone. It's crazy, and we thank all of our viewers. But people have been glued in to find out what Geely's next new product is going to be. It's like the wedding day of a celebrity couple. People just couldn't get enough of it. Well, something borrowed, something blue. Ring those bells, because the day is here. This is the Geely Azkarra. Said that this could be a candidate for the top 5 cars under 1.5 million Philippine pesos. And when I did mention that, I made reference to its name, how it sounded familiar to the vanity plate of the vet from the movie Con Air. Now, that's a vanity plate I won't soon forget, and neither will I of the looks of this crossover, because it actually looks pretty good. Now, I'm not going to use the words exciting or daring when talking about the Azkarra, but I will use the words clean, and that's exactly what the lines are on the car. Starting up front with the expanding Cosmos grille. I like it, followed by more clean lines underneath. Down below, you've got a skid plate to show off its sporty side, and finally, LED headlamps with DRLs. Ooh, that's hot. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, of the two variants, this is actually the more expensive luxury option. It's got a 1.5-liter, 3-cylinder turbocharged motor that is mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Now, this also has a 48-volt hybrid system. Together, it produces 187 horses and 300 Nm of torque. Now, I must make note that Geely says this is a mild hybrid system, so it primarily relies on this engine. The independent 48-volt electric motor system stores energy in lithium batteries from coasting and braking, which in turn improves the low-speed performance and overtaking on full boost, which again, Geely says can improve performance by up to 10% and fuel economy by up to 15%. I don't know about you, but that's pretty sweet, man. The clean lines continue down the side, including this cut that starts from just below the A-pillar all the way to the rear of the car. Now, there are different colors and textures that can be found all around the car, as well as disc brakes, ventilated up front. You are looking at 163 millimeters of ground clearance, 18 inches with 60 series tires. Moving up, you've got repeaters and cameras on the side mirror, and you've got a nice garnish on top with the roof rails. Now, back to the tires. That may look like 18s to you, may not look like 18s to me, but I'm thinking that the wheel wells are so big, might look good if you slap some 20s on there. Nice! Now, like the roof rails on top, I think the shark's fin antenna works really well. And so does too this satin finish that stretches from one end of the boot to the other. Also, the chrome finishers look absolutely great because it covers up the unflattering exhaust tips. Avoid the reverse camera right there. The power tailgate will reveal 320 liters of very usable space. That's of course with the second row up. If you fold it, more than double. And also if you don't use the tonneau, you've got all that height to deal with. You also have a power outlet that's 12 volts here and a space-saving tire underneath. And more importantly, a bed without a lip, which is, I think, best. Ooh. Oh my God, that's so nice. Oh, that's so sad. Again. Nappa leather, gotta love it. So soft and comfortable. Now, you definitely have space for 3 average-sized Filipinos, but why would you? Keep it at 2 and enjoy the space. And the smell, there are no cheap plastics or cheap glue in here. It's all leather. If these seats could talk, exactly. You've got a center armrest with a soft open cup holder. You got air vents in the center, 2 charging points found down there, bottle holders on either door, speakers on either door, 2 of 8, and the piece de resistance, a view of the heavens. Oh. I'm pretending like it's not hot, but it's really hot. Can you close that, please, Earl? Thank you. Quite surprised with the interior of the Cool Ray, more so with the Azkarra. Now, while the configuration looks somewhat similar, there is definitely much more leather in here, which we like. Unfortunately, the remaining plastics are more like scratch magnets. Now, there is so much going on in here, but it doesn't go over your head. You really feel like when you're sitting here, it's like you're surrounded by a really awesome piece of machinery. full digital gauges and an onboard computer, audio and cruise controls on the flat bottom steering wheel, color-changing ambient lighting, a 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system big enough to fit a tomahawk steak. Have you seen the size of this thing? Refined buttons underneath, wireless phone charging, a digital shifter, driver aids, drive mode selector. You know, I've used the word premium to describe cars before. That's no secret, but to use it on a Chinese car, that I've never done. And yet, here we are. I mean, even the door handles are cool, and so is the key, which my wife likes to describe as a... What? No, really, that's how she described it. Now, can it continue to surprise on the road is what I would really like to find out. And while I press this button, I would like to ask if you would do us a favor and press that button. Oh, thank you very much. The Geely Azkarra is piled with tech such as 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, CN95 air filters, front and rear parking sensors, a 360-degree camera, active park assist, hill start assist and descent control, a tire pressure monitoring system, and ISOFIX tether. The hybrid system actually won't engage when you're in sport mode, and it also won't engage if you got the compressor up working in overtime to beat Manila's heat. But once it does engage in the city with traffic that will suck the life out of even Disney movies, you'll get about 8.5 kilometers per liter. Now, when that clears up, you're looking at about 13.5 kilometers per liter. Now, we don't have complete and concrete test results on the highway because given the situation that we are in, we were kind of stuck in the city. But we figured that it is possible to do at least 20 kilometers per liter on the highway. So again, in total, nothing spectacular, nothing majestic for a hybrid system. So I guess when they say mild, they really do mean a mild hybrid because you kind of expected a little bit more. But at the very least, hey, it's the first in its class. There is what seems like to be a lull on the accelerator. Don't get me wrong, this thing will get along famously and ridiculously fast. But when you step on the accelerator at first, there's a bit of a play that you're really not used to. Now on the highway, obviously it's not a problem, but in the city, yeah, that might take some time to get used to. The ride and drive is about average for a crossover, which if you think about it, it's actually a pretty good compliment, considering it's something that a lot of people didn't know existed until about a few years ago. It's not flat-footed, the steering is light, it's nimble enough. The road noise kind of creeps in, maybe because of the tires, but overall the NVH is actually pretty decent. It's really a very comfortable car if you think about it, and yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's quite surprising. If nothing else, it's really the comfort level that you can achieve as passengers. It's not as ergonomical as other crossovers out there, no, not at all, but really it can get quite comfortable in here. And that fact alone, just that fact alone, may actually be enough for most people. It's loaded with tech and is one of the most affordable in its class. The Geely Azkarra is available at 1,598,000 Philippine pesos. The premium variant is 160,000 Philippine pesos and almost 200 kilograms less, which doesn't sound like a bad deal at all. Now, I do get it, I'll say it. I do understand that there is a stigma on Chinese cars, and commitment should never be taken lightly. But for those that are ready, this might be the one to get you walking down the aisle.